Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for August 14th of 2025 is titled M13, the Great Globular Cluster in Hercules. So, what do we see here? Well, here we see, looking toward the constellation of Hercules, a great globular cluster, and in fact a prominent one that can be seen with the unaided eye. Now, in order to do that, you have to know, of course, what part of the sky to look at, but the sky also has to be relatively quiet. It cannot be too turbulent when you see stars twinkling a lot, and you also have to have the moon out of the picture, because those will brighten the sky if the moon is there, and if the sky is turbulent, it makes it a lot harder to see faint objects. But you can actually see it with the unaided eye in those specific situations. So what is a globular cluster? Well, it's a grouping of stars, and you can think of it kind of as a very tiny galaxy, only 100,000 or a couple 100,000 stars, and they're packed very close together. And that means that if we look at this, it's about 150 light years in diameter, and yet we have 100,000 stars packed into that. Now, if we expand that, if you were looking into the central regions, look at an area about 3 light years on a side. So think of a cube with 3 light years on each side. That would have over 100 stars in it here. In comparison, one of those centered on our sun would have exactly 1 star, and that would be our sun. That would not even come close to reaching the nearest star, which is a little over 4 light years away. Now, the cluster is also gravitationally bound together. So the globular clusters tend to be relatively old. Unlike open clusters that we all have often looked at, the globular clusters are gravitationally bound and can be many billions of years old. In fact, are some of the oldest parts of our galaxy. And globular clusters are parts of our galaxy. They orbit around our galaxy. They are generally in a spherical shell called the halo around our galaxy. And one of the things that tells us, because of how old they are and how they're distributed, that our galaxy was at one point much more of a sphere rather than the flattened disk it is today. And that over time it collapsed down from a spherical galaxy into the disk galaxy that we know of it as today. So we do learn something about the distribution of material within our galaxy by studying these clusters. And part of that is also because we cannot see all of the stars within our galaxy. If we look toward the central portions, there is so many stars, there's so much dust there that we can't see really what's beyond. But when we see globular clusters scattered at all distances, we can use those to make kind of a map of our galaxy and determine our location within our galaxy. And that's one of the things that was done years ago to determine the positioning of us in our galaxy and find out that we are not at the center of our galaxy, and in fact not even close. We are about 2/3 of the way out to the edge of the galaxy, so we're closer to the edge than we are to the center, and globular clusters like M13 here helped to show us that. So that was our picture of the day for August 14th of 2025. It was titled M13, the Great Globular Cluster in Hercules. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.